Hello, welcome to Not Dead Yet's Album Swap. This is a weekly feature where we swap albums with each other and try and piss each other off, basically.
Yeah.
I'm Dan.
I'm Lee.
We're just going to talk about the albums we swapped last week. So last week, Lee, what did I give you?
Quasi.
Yeah, featuring Birds.
Featuring Birds.
And you gave me Suicide by Suicide. So how did you get on?
Yes, please, more of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah,
I thought it was a little
awesome,
long,
isn't it?
I thought it was a little long.
Yeah.
16 tracks, I thought it was a little long,
Yeah.
personally. Yeah, fun. I really enjoyed it. Like it was sort of like kind of. I mean, I don't think I've heard of them actually. I've maybe seen the name.
I think I've mentioned them to you
maybe.
years ago. Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was great. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
It's pretty crazy in places.
Yeah.
What I really like about it is that it's incredibly adventurous.
Yeah.
With what they do with sections of songs just popping up out of nowhere and changes of tone.
Like the Hawaiian guitar-y bit at one point.
Also really great harmonies.
Yeah.
Do you know what it sounds a little bit like in terms of that kind of level of adventure? It sounds a little bit like The Research.
Oh God, that's a I thought that phrase. Yeah, it's keyboardy sort of fuzzy
that
keyboardy sort of thing.
But also that kind of variety about we don't care where we go.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like there wasn't like not last time I picked some tracks. There wasn't tracks that I could kind of picking out, but I really liked it. I want to know more about them. I'm guessing they're like early to mid '90s American.
Yeah, they were Elliott Smith's backing band.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's unexpected.
Yeah.
I
nearly told you that last week when I gave it to you when you were asking what's this, and I was just like, no, I'm not going to say.
See, that's completely would not have expected. Obviously, musically, Elliott Smith's quite different.
Yeah.
Well, I say that he's probably like lyrically, and do you know he's in like from the same place, but just delivered in a different way.
Yeah.
I want to go back and listen to Elliott Smith now as well. Actually, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Yeah, I love that sort of stuff. And it was. What was that other album you gave me? The Minuteman. I got bored. Like it's not on a similar sort of path, but I much prefer.
Yeah, this has got way more energy.
It's really kind of real
fizzing,
fuzzy.
Yeah, it's fizzing with energy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like a really kind of sweet but surreal like anime.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. I don't know. Like, do you know what I mean? Like
it's very odd.
But nice. And
I bought it without knowing anything about them. I think actually no, that's not true. I think I knew that they were in some way involved with Elliott Smith.
Right.
And so when I discovered Elliott Smith and I was buying up all of his albums on vinyl, and I think I bought that without having heard anything other than that I knew that they were involved with Elliott Smith, and got home and hated it.
Because
it's nothing. It's
not really like Elliott Smith.
I got home and I put this record on, and I remember sitting there thinking, and this was when I still lived in Essex. I'd had to come up to London to get this album. Got home, which is quite a trek.
Yeah.
Put it on and just went, oh my God, I've just wasted train fare and money on this album. And then over the next couple of weeks, I sort of tried to listen to it again. And then I recorded it and put it in my car.
Right.
And just played it in the car. And then fell in love with it.
Did you buy it on vinyl then?
Yeah, I've got it on vinyl. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's
great double album, I'd imagine. Is it double?
No, it's not that long. I don't know whether the one on Spotify might be a deluxe edition or something.
It happens quite, because it's 16 tracks. And it felt a bit long.
Yeah, because when you were saying it's long, I don't remember it being that long. It might well be though.
Probably bonus tracks.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, in the same way and the same reason that I love Pavement and that I love Deerhoof. It's got
that vein.
It's got that kind of crazy. We will go wherever we feel like going, but with any song.
I think it's more accessible.
Oh my God, definitely. Both of those are not as accessible as this. This is like bringing that spirit of adventure
with bits of Modest Mouse.
Of course. Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, obviously Modest Mouse come much later, but I can imagine it being the middle ground between. You've got Modest Mouse here, who are great. You've got Pavement and here, Deerhoof over here somewhere,
way over there,
and then these kind of occupy that sort of territory.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, it's but that's great though. Like it means that. I've never understood why more people don't know about this band.
I've never heard of them. I like that sort of music. I've never heard of them at all. Do you know what the name? Probably like when you said the name, I did assume it was going to be hip hop.
Yeah.
Which you probably kind of like.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. I know how your brain works.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not hard to get inside that head of yours.
I did think that you would think that. That's why I just thought I'm keeping really quiet about that.
No, but it's interesting about the Elliott Smith thing as well, because this is quite different. I can see.
Well, apparently when they toured, they would support him, and then he would basically just come on and start his gig essentially.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah.
So what did you think of Suicide?
Okay, so Suicide by Suicide. Right. I like it.
Did you listen to the 7?
I listened to the 7, but I also listened to the full deluxe thing as well. I really like it.
Okay.
With a big
but.
There's a 25% but.
Right, okay, what's the but?
The but is I am dying for every song to start.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, every song is like a preamble to the song.
Yeah.
And I'm crying for someone to hit a snare at any point in that album at all. There's just kick drum. Just kick drum and synths.
Yeah.
And my initial reaction to that was just kind of frustration. Where it's just like, for fuck's sake, when are you going to start the song? Oh, the album's finished.
Yeah.
And then I listened to it a couple more times, and I still very much feel like that. Like it feels like somebody
it's a tease.
Yeah, that somebody that doesn't like penetrative sex. They just like the foreplay, and then that's it. They're done.
Yeah.
It's a bit like. Yeah, I don't need an orgasm. I'm all right.
But you've got that, like stuff like Cherie and Ghost Rider. But then what about Frankie Teardrop?
I don't know some titles. You know me, I'm rubbish with some
Frankie Teardrop
titles.
is the only one that's 10 minutes long.
Oh no, I remember that.
And screams and
yeah. I'm not fond of people yelping on albums.
And that's a dark song.
What I am really impressed by though is how. Do you know what it reminded me? And I don't like this term because it feels slightly xenophobic, but krautrock.
It
feels very much like krautrock.
It would have been around the same sort of time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was really impressed by the fact that that album's what, 77, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe even earlier than that.
Yeah.
And it does not sound. It's so off the beaten track.
It's still relevant.
Yeah,
it's still massively relevant.
Exactly that. You're exactly right. Yeah, because if you do something that's of its time, then it dates.
Yeah.
That is of no time almost. Do you know what I mean? It almost exists outside of any kind of movements or anything, or mainstream movements.
Yeah,
you know
totally.
What I mean? Yeah.
I mean, I actually saw them perform that live, that whole album in its entirety, supporting Iggy and the Stooges doing their Raw Power.
Right. Okay.
So Iggy and the Stooges were headliner, doing Raw Power in its entirety, and then supported by Suicide doing Suicide in its entirety, and it was amazing. It's like one of the best gigs I've ever been to.
I mean, it's very interesting. But my overriding sense was that I just wanted them. It felt like they were keeping themselves restrained.
Yeah.
Instead of, and like obviously there's those yelps and stuff like that, which is kind of like breaking free from that. But in terms sonically, I really wanted it to open up, and it never did.
It's just like this kind of like burning tease.
Yeah, it's almost like I can imagine that kind of thing being played. Have you seen Drive or Only God Forgives?
No.
So
I've not seen any Ryan Gosling films.
Those two you would really, really like.
Okay.
But it feels like something from that. There's some incredibly violent scenes, but they're preceded by scenes of real tension.
Right.
And it feels like something like you would hear in a film where there's a lot of tension that's about to explode into violence.
Yeah.
Which is, kind of apt for a name like Suicide.
I mean, I found it interesting as well. Like Frankie Teardrop is the iconic one because it obviously stands out so much now, and I like the fact that that's not the last track.
Yeah,
I like that because you would go, that's the end, and it doesn't. It goes back to what you're saying, the tease. And interestingly, they're all part of this sort of like everything's got a scene name. Yeah, this no wave scene, this New York no wave scene. And it had another band I quite liked, quite different, called Teenage Jesus and the
Ninja Turtles
and the Jerks. Teenage Jesus and the Jerks, like Lydia Lunch and people like that.
Okay.
And the reason why they come to prominence a little bit more was there was a compilation put out in the 70s, late 70s, I think maybe early 80s, but I think it was late 70s, of all these acts from that scene, put together by Brian Eno.
Okay.
And it's called
that makes sense.
It's called New York No Wave.
Yeah.
Really good album, really eclectic, and music of that underground sort of like experimental rock scene, and it's quite an eclectic album. But that's like, check that out. It's phenomenal. New York No Wave is a great album. They did one again in the 90s, which featured early Sonic Youth and people like that. So they did the 70s one, the late 70s, which was people like Suicide and Teenage Jesus and Lydia Lunch, I think, and people like that.
What's the 90s one called?
I think it's called Back to New York No Wave or something like that. Okay. I don't necessarily think Eno was involved in that, but they did a similar sort of concept.
Okay.
They did a 90s one, and I think it was people like Sonic Youth. So it's do you know what I mean, the people that the next wave of doing interesting
Yeah,
things
yeah,
on
yeah,
that underground, alternative underground rock
Yeah.
scene. But I'm glad you. I was hoping you'd like it. I
Yeah,
thought that you could maybe, but I wasn't.
I mean, I did find it very frustrating, but I did also enjoy it. You know, it's a very strange album. In terms, look, the album itself is not that. I mean, it's strange, but not that strange. I think my response to it is strange because I kind of equally dislike it.
Yeah.
And actually quite like it as well because I just found that prick teasing really very frustrating.
The second album is really good as well, and that's got a track called Speed Queen on it, which is really good, and that's a bit kind of sort of that sleazier, but like that heavy breathing sort of sleazier, during that sort of thing. So, excellent,
cool. Okay, so this is where we have to impart our latest victims. What have you got for me?
I'm kind of glad you didn't mind that album.
Oh God, I'm now worried.
80s Matchbox, Beeline Disaster.
Okay, I have listened to them.
Have you listened to the first album?
Yeah, pretty sure. Horse of the Dog. Yeah, I've got it.
Shit. Okay, I didn't ever think.
All right, I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you Ambivalence Avenue by BBO.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to think now. I didn't have a backup on that one. I didn't thought that far ahead.
I like that album.
I see. Okay.
Well,
okay.
yeah, because
I remember I was banging on about it.
Yeah, no, and I listened to it and was like, and then I listened to it again and I was like, oh no, it's all right. Yeah.
Okay, let me go for. Bollocks. I feel like I'm a bit stuck now.
I don't mind listening to it again, but
no. I think let's do something. This is how ill prepared I am.
This is interesting though because now we're gonna don't try and censor it. Just go for what you think.
God, I'm gonna dawdle now like this. You get like mental blocks.
Yeah,
I've got a massive mental block now. Okay, let me think. Let's go for Pantera, Far Beyond Driven.
Oh, you bastard! Pantera, what?
Far Beyond Driven.
Oh, I hate you.
I
should have just kept quiet about that, shouldn't I? Damn it! Can I go back? Can we? Edit?
It's like Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Do you know, that I wasn't even going to give you that. I just.
Oh my God!
Because we were talking last time about the metal side.
Yeah, Pantera, what? Far Beyond Driven.
Yeah, I think it's Far Beyond Driven.
There you go. Right.
It's on Spotify.
Oh.
So you like Metallica, Master of Puppets?
Yeah. Oh my God! I just looked at the cover. There's like an X-ray type image of someone's head being drilled.
Sorry about that.
All right, so one of us is going to have a really interesting week.
Do you know what?
And one of us is going to be laughing a lot.
Do you know what? I thought like, I thought that, and I thought that because I banged on about Age Match with so many people, and I think because I bang on about them so much that people just go, "Oh, Lee, no, I'm not interested. I'm bored."
No, I do like it. Yeah.
That wasn't what that was never going to be on my any. That was maybe further down the line. That wasn't going to be on any list like anytime soon. Right. I did have some potential backups, but I couldn't.
Well, it's too late now. We can't
remember them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm really, really sad about the coming week, which I've got a really stressful week as well. Now I've got to listen to this. So
I bet you wish you had Dusty Springfield.
Yeah. No, I really, really do now. So a lesson for all of us is to just keep quiet.
Just listen to it 4 times today.
Yeah,
in the background.
I think if I listen to that 4 times in one day, I may very well die. Okay, so that's it for us, and probably for me forever. So
watch the news.
You can follow us on @HelloNotDeadYet, and you can email us on
hellonotdeadyet@gmail.com.
gmail.com, and Facebook is Hello Not Dead Yet.
Yeah.
So enjoy your week. Bye.
See ya.